Right, welcome to Half Cut and Underinformed. We are in the Piper Whisky. What's this called again?
This is the lounge. Well, you're in the bar, but
Piper
this
Whisky
is the lounge.
And we are here with the Piper Whisky Lounge owner, Gillian. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
We're in the middle of a 2-day course teaching me about whisky. I was struggling through it, especially the barley stuff.
Well, I've seen you since 10 o'clock this morning, but we'll be all right. You didn't look as if you were struggling through it, to be fair.
You did give us a dram at 11, so that was all right.
Well, so
I'll get you going. I'll get you learning.
Part of the process.
So basically, I was introduced to you from coming in here. What happened was I was talking to Thomas at Bon Accord, and he very kindly said, well, maybe he said it so it wasn't him that was doing the podcast, but he said Gillian would be good at the Piper. She's very interesting.
Thanks,
very
Thomas.
interesting life. So that's your thing, mate. So So how did you? Have you got like a background with whiskey at all?
No.
None.
So basically, so what are we on?
Sorry.
2020.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Thank you.
I know, it's funny, I'll tell you. I was on a podcast before and the fella said to me, and how do you take your whiskey? And I think he was meaning, do you have ice or water or whatever? And I said, always with a bud. And he was like, right, okay, but how do you take your whiskey? Anyway, so in 2014, so this was my husband's pub. He had a business partner, the two of them had this pub and another venue. In 2014, he sadly passed away. So at the time I was a nurse. I had just went to do my nurse training in about 2008. So I was a fairly newly qualified nurse. And that was the career that I kind of wanted to do. And then that happened and Tommy had the two bars and I thought, right, okay. The kids were 1 and 6, well, 1 and 7. And I thought, right, okay, how can I be a nurse and make enough money and do night shifts and do all these things with the 2 kids? It's just not possible. Sometimes with careers, you need 2 of you, especially if you've got the kids. So I thought, right, okay, other option is just to step into the business and take over. And no, I never got a fright. I was kind of up for it because I suppose I was grieving at the time. So I was kind of looking for things to keep me really busy. But I had worked in retail from when I was 16 to 26. So I had quite a lot of the kind of skills, I suppose. I didn't go in totally blind. I thought, right, okay, I could probably do this. I'm not saying for a minute it was easy. When I think it was 4, my mum and dad bought a pub. So I suppose it's quite funny how things come back around, because did I ever think I would be in the pub game? It wasn't something as a child I went, I want to be a barmaid, it never crossed my mind. And I was quite happy in retail until I decided that I'm going to give this nursing a go. But it's all worked out well. I mean, I don't know that I was the best nurse anyway.
Well, I know, I don't even think nowadays nurses are treated half as well as they should.
Oh, they're treated really badly.
They're absolute, they're absolute angels with what they do and what they can do, but they're definitely not appreciated money-wise.
No.
Did you have because this wasn't always a whiskey pub, was it? Did you have a...
No, so it was just the Piper bar, and as I kind of came in and found my feet, I was chatting to people, and people that were maybe in the industry, I'd say, what can I do? You're always kind of looking to, I suppose, into the future. What can I do next? How can I keep this place getting better and better? And a couple of people have said, you should be a whiskey bar. You're in a great location for it. You get the tourists. At the time, the buses could drive around the square. You're getting the tourists coming off the buses. If you had whiskey bar there, they would probably come in. I thought, right, that's what I'll do. And then I thought, well, I don't really like the bloody stuff. And I knew nothing, absolutely nothing.
We know something about that, didn't we?
Oh, I mean...
we're at that part of the journey just now. But who taught you all this then?
So basically, when I thought, right, that's what we'll do, I went to every tasting ever. And when I spoke to you the first time, Jason, and you said, oh, we don't know anything And I thought, well, you must, because you're an indie bottler. I thought, you must. And I think sometimes the industry makes you feel as if you don't know anything. And you probably know more than you think. And it's really quite, it's not intimidating, a wee bit of a heavy word, but there's so much to learn. And there's so many knowledgeable people that you can't help but feel a bit silly sometimes because you think, I don't know that. So it took lots of books, lots of tastings, which I'm not complaining about. And 10 years later, I eventually can get by.
Well, you're getting by in the way that you're teaching a course to people. You were teaching, so just so that we don't forget to do this later, it's the Edinburgh Whisky Academy, and you're running kind of lessons for, is it a 2-day course based out of the Piper? So
basically the Edinburgh Whisky Academy started about 10 years ago, and about 8 years ago I thought I need to go on this course because I really haven't got a clue. And I remember going on the course, there's an exam and things, I thought, oh God, I was studying like hell, I was really taking it really seriously because there's a lot in it. And then more recently they were looking for course providers, and I thought I could probably do that now. 10 years later. But I've still never know everything about whisky. That's just not possible. And what I like now is you'll meet some people and you say, oh, tell me about that. And they'll go, I don't really know about that. As we were saying in the training the day, you kind of go down rabbit holes with different processes and different things. You cannot possibly know everything. And people say, well, how much is there to know about a drink? It's 3 ingredients. How hard is it? It's really hard. It's really complex. That was,
see that maturation part, no, the maturation, sorry, the, talk about...
Was it fermentation, distillation?
Distillation was all right, but I honestly was going, I'm feeling this already, I'm going to feel this. I was trying to figure out how to cheat from all that.
Well, I think, I really hope you don't fail.
I will.
It look bad on me, I'm not thinking about you there.
Don't worry, I will not put this out if I fail.
And I think, no, we'll be fine, but there is so much in it, and it's hard to chat about it in an order. So today I feel as if I was leaving things out, but in actual fact we're covering those things tomorrow, and it's not until the end of the course it all kind of ties together. But and I think the thing about whisky, sometimes we forget, we take it a wee bit too seriously. This is a drink at the end of the day. Yes, it should be respected and appreciated, and that's fine. But if you don't and you just enjoy it, that's all right. Don't worry. But there's so many. You'll have seen the books. You'll be at the stage where you're like, right, what book will it? There's thousands of books and there's thousands of experts. And you'll find your people that you think, I would talk to them because they know and they'll tell me. But like today we were talking about, I always relate it back to something about maybe me or food or something in my life so that I can remember it, because there's so much to...
that was a good one. So you're talking about the reflux and the still.
That's right.
And that's how you very eloquently put it as a burp.
Well...
as a rift.
When you talk about reflux and the whisky distillation process, you go, okay, and you think, I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. And the way my mind works is until I can put myself in that position and relate it to something that I understand, I'm never going to get it. So I thought, right, well, what is reflux out with whisky? I thought, well, it's heartburn, isn't it? Really? And I thought, right, if I've got heartburn, which I get now and again after a few drams, what's going to happen? It's going to burn, and maybe come up a wee bit, then it'll go back down a wee bit. You don't know what's going on because within your body there's reflux, there's something going on, and then something happens to release it. Might just have a wee burp, or you might not. But I think we need to keep it in perspective.
Aye, you did keep going back to like, stop taking it so serious. Like, we don't need to, because two things kind of happened today, and I was talking to somebody, and somebody asked me about Glen Scotia, and I was like, just no thinking, and I was like, where's that? And then about 4 of them turned around and were like, you really don't really know much here, and I was like, well, I'm not taught about geography. I was asking. They weren't being bad about it, but I was like just kind of showing the level I was at. And I was like, but I've not really been to many distilleries or anything. I've been to a few, not as many as I should. I've not been to Campbelltown, I've not been to Islay, stuff like that. So it'll come. Do you know what I mean? I'm still figuring out my palate.
And the thing is, you've done it the other way that I've done it. So you've decided, I really love whiskey. I'm going to learn about it. I went, I really don't love whiskey. I need to. So we've kind of done things back to front. But I think it is a fantastic product. And I love it now. I mean, I could rattle on about it.
We've actually just forgot about drinking here at all. We've done the first, about 20 minutes gone already.
I thought you were never going to ask.
When you were saying, don't you take it as seriously. We made rum to start with. Jason loved whiskey. Forced my hand, turned out I really liked it as well. All we knew was they free. We really enjoyed them.
Thank you.
So, I mean, it was to take it back that easy enough step that they are free, really nice whiskies, and we enjoyed them. We want to share them with people.
Aye, because we were trying. Because me and Anton went to Scotch Malt Whisky Society, and we were trying drams that maybe were no for us, and then we were finding that they were quite good trips, weren't they? Like to find out what we were liking and stuff.
I still remember my favourite one for when we went that first time. We asked him for something coastal and he gave me an Ardnamurchan. And I've said the name's called Blue Sky, thinking it's sold out at the moment, sadly, which I keep finding. I keep finding ones that I like and then I can never buy again. And that was beautiful. It was good there just to go and get a range of.
But again, like we kind of learned that Speyside was what we were drinking and we were liking, and it was easy to drink. There wasn't too much to it. There wasn't too, like, I think anybody who's not tried whiskey, who wants to try whiskey, can try one of the three that we've got and maybe find something they like. And to be honest, I think it would be the first one. I love that one.
So I don't know what that, I know what that one is.
So this is a...
But I don't know what these two are.
I'll put it front and centre for everyone to see.
So that's a 10-year-old Stillion, fully matured in a bourbon cask, 10 years. 51% we brought it to. It was at 53. Again, the thoughts of bringing it all down to 51 was you don't have that attitude at 40 that people have, and you don't have like, oh, it's watered down too much, but also that people can who appreciate kind of cask strength whiskies. 51's not too far away, because that one was at 53% when we got it.
But don't you, I just think it's a particularly ballsy thing to do, is go straight to putting your stuff in a bottle. I think it's great.
Aye.
And
well,
because it does
take
take
a fortune anyway, and we were enjoying it, so we thought, do you know what, we're just going, because I think I will say I probably, sorry, your slange.
No, go for it. I'm nosing away here. Slange.
Aye, you're right.
It smells lovely.
But it's probably stupid as well.
Well, Colin said to me, no, Jason's been in for acropolis, blah, blah, blah. I went, right, okay,
This is going to make
okay,
you look
okay.
terrible, but I like it.
And I went, and then he went, and Jason's mentioned the podcast, and I went, right, I need to meet Jason. Who is Jason? I met Jason, then we were chatting up here, and you were not what I was expecting.
What were you expecting?
But in a good way.
All right, okay.
You were almost like,
oh no.
Where are the Jasons of the whiskey industry? They're no there.
Right, okay.
Because for some reason, the industry...
Severe lack of idiots?
No, it puts people off. It can be quite...
I know what you mean in terms
quite
of
a
that.
close-knit industry. You know, you could speak to somebody else, but they might say, why would you do that? Well, you've done it because you love whiskey.
Aye.
That's good enough reason as any. I think it's really ballsy.
I think whiskey's class, because it's a national drink. It's a national drink, and there's probably about 15 great pubs in the town that I think if you go and have a whiskey in when it's a wet day, it would be brilliant. And I think even going to whiskey tastings, and I was intimidated when I first went to my first whiskey tasting. I was like, I'm feared here.
You're scared to ask a question because you don't
want
to look foolish. Aye.
And that's the thing that keeps coming up with everybody who I talk to. They always say, I don't want to look stupid. But my point is that when you go to a whiskey tasting, just ask the questions. Or if you go to a whiskey, especially going to a whiskey bar, people are more than, like, two of your staff are on that tasting day because they want to learn, because they want to know, because they want to know, like, about it. So,
thank you.
People want to learn.
And they know more than they think they know.
Yeah.
But it's a confidence thing. For some reason, you need to have the confidence to then have the knowledge about whiskey, when in actual fact, just enjoy it first. I think you've done it the right way about. You're just enjoying it first. Then you'll find out all the difficult bits.
Well, again, I don't
Thanks
really
very
have.
much.
Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that. Don't really have any regrets with it. Like, we've never done it in a way that we're going to run it, go out of business. Do you know what I mean? So.
Well, you're not sitting with hundreds of casks.
No, we don't sit in a
thinking,
warehouse. We don't.
Shit, I'm not going to sell
Be sitting with
these.
hundreds of cats.
Aye, well, we sat with 3 and we're struggling with them anyway. So.
And we were chatting today about people think to sell a bottle of whiskey is really easy. It's really hard. Everybody wants to buy a bottle of whiskey.
Oh, exactly. So that's again, you need to, and we were talking about problems the whiskey industry had in previous years, and it's kind of repeating itself a wee bit. People are, well, I don't know, I think the first step is to go and try a whiskey, and I think getting more people into trying whiskey is the best way to do it. I thoroughly encourage people to go into a whiskey bar and try a whiskey.
I think that's
and if you don't like it, try another one.
The niche thing about whiskey and people need to know is, I've had it in here, other whiskey bars, you just go and just speak to somebody down the stairs, they're so knowledgeable and they want to help you, they want to share the knowledge. I don't even get that with many other drinks. You walk in and ask about a beer, and it's like, well, they tens, they many beer, that's fine. But you go in about whiskey, like, well, we've got this, and what do you like? And they actually ask you questions to find out and steer you in the right direction. Everyone's so helpful, especially in this bar and other whiskey bars.
Aye, and I think, and sometimes they think they don't have enough knowledge, but they know more than they think they know because they're selling the stuff every day. It's what they do.
I think the vicinity really helps, being in the vicinity of whiskey and hearing other people talking about it. And as we've said before, you probably get customers that come in and know loads, and they're more than happy to share that information.
Aye.
Maybe if you're not willing to hear it, but they might want to just force it upon you. But you do get it.
Oh, some of them you think, stop. But other ones you think, oh, I could listen to you. Or people tell me things, I think, I never knew that. I think, I never knew that. But you get some folk and they're bordering on boring you to death and putting you totally off the stuff. You know, we're trying to get folk to like it. And whilst they're passionate about whiskey, we need to, there's surely a difference between being passionate about it and don't be boring.
Aye.
You know, that's the kind of important thing.
Aye, you'll find the experts everywhere. And if you want to go and, I wouldn't say, if you're going to watch this podcast, I wouldn't say watch us if you want to learn anything. It's just more a case of talking to folk and we'll get their opinions on whiskey. We're not here to teach. We're definitely not in a position to teach, but
you're upfront about it as well.
But I know I'm definitely no. I'm no. Me and Anton will be the first to put our hands up and say we're no experts.
I quite like that though. I think it's
enthusiastic,
great.
but in a learning mindset.
I think it's great.
And an alcoholism.
You're saying that. You're saying that about Jason. Jason's the whiskey world. Enthusiastic, young, not the status quo.
I would say young anyway, man. Young's fucking good.
Nah.
I'm 30 now, so I was talking to my uncle and he was telling us about all the things. He's like, I've got diabetes and that. And I was like, when did you turn into an old guy? And he's like, mate, you're 30. You're an old guy and on now. And I was like, yeah, bastard. So
I did say, and I hope you don't mind, because I said it in a really, from a kind place, but somebody was asking me who was coming today, and I said, and I was going through who was coming. I said, and Jason's coming. I said, he's an indie bottler. And they went, oh, is it all folk that know what they're doing? I went, oh no. I said, no, don't worry about Jason, I haven't got a fucking clue. And she was laughing, she went, oh really? I went, no. I said, so I was telling her your story.
Aye.
And she went, oh, I can't wait now, because people are nervous, they think everybody knows, and they don't.
No, not everybody knows everything.
I know.
No,
So
definitely no.
what do you make of the first dram?
Lovely.
Like it? What do you kind of like? Do you have a region that you particularly?
Well, I always think, I do love a Speyside. You can't go wrong with a Speyside, but I'm only saying that because any Speysides that I've tried, I've enjoyed.
But 2 out of 3 then, so that's a good start.
But I think from the kind of region point of view, you can get so many different things from the regions now that I might be getting a Speyside flavour or a Speyside type dram from another region. I think the regions are maybe a wee bit out of date.
Aye.
But
well, it's again we were talking about and this is on the road of going down a boring conversation here, but we're talking about the SWA, and you were saying they might be a bit outdated in what they think, but then that might be keeping the tradition that keeps it to be a sought after drink worldwide, which I think you're probably right in.
And it's funny, it's getting that balance of how much do we need to know about this? But unless you know it, you don't appreciate it. But have you got the time to sit and listen? Because a lot of people will say, oh, I don't like whiskey. You think, oh, come on, you do. You've just not tried the one that suits you yet.
What about, so that's it, I'm glad you've said that because it leads me into the next question. So how did you, I know you said you started going to whiskey tastings, didn't like whiskey. How did you start?
My dram where I went, I'm really enjoying this, was a Dewar's 12-year-old white label, and I went, this is really good. And it was a tasting, and it was a really nice day, so I was kind of scooped up in the whole experience, the food, good chat, and it came neat, but it came in a highball, and I thought that is a really,
that's a good idea.
And highballs, if it's really good whiskey, do I want it in a highball? No. But if someone makes me one, I'll enjoy it. But I prefer to take it neat. But that particular day, that was the whiskey we were using, and I thought that can be used in any kind of drink. And I don't think they're pushing the kind of... They've tried to push whiskey cocktails. It's that word some folk don't like. Oh, no, I'm not having a whiskey cocktail.
Aye.
You think, oh, we just
whiskey?
said cocktail. Aye.
I think I've tried some crap, like being
Those
a
are
Tom both
great.
love an old fashioned, but like whiskey old fashions, obviously we've done it with rum as well, but I think people get put off when you say whiskey. Whiskey has got a negative, like it genuinely does have negative connotations, considering it props up, you were showing us today how much of the industry, how much of the country it probably props up with tax and stuff like that. So that was, which Dewar's then? Was that a blend?
So Dewar's is
An 8-year-old?
over in...
We were doing this today, I know.
It's my age. It's not the whiskey. So it's over in London Road. So Tommy Dewar started, and when we were chatting about the history of whiskey, they've kind of... It's quite a nice story, and I think it was the grandson, again, that was at that tasting where I thought, I really like this, because I was scooped up in the whole history of it. Mm-hmm. And he was really authentic, and I thought, this is great.
So are you saying it was his grandson that was there?
I think it was his grandson or his it was of the Dewar family. Yeah. And he was quite mesmerising, and you kind of look at him and think, I enjoyed the whiskey, I enjoyed him chatting, I enjoyed the experience, I enjoyed the different... So that's when I thought I could definitely like this thing.
There's another thing for good tastings as well. We were talking about people today who do good tastings. Some of them can be pretty boring. I think some people do get wrapped up into the nitty-gritty of everything about it, which I don't think is for the wider audience. It is for the... And maybe they're correct in going for the kind of people who want to know everything about it, because that is the people who tend to go to whiskey tastings. Again, I know I like that. Like, I've been to one, Marcos, he does a good one where he just tells stories about what the drams mean to him. That's a great way to do it, because I was very engaged. I was like, whiskey tastings are brilliant. And then you go to ones that aren't as great. You kind of lost in them, do you know what I mean? So
we had one a couple of weeks ago, but very rarely happens, I have to say. Now, maybe the fellas had something on, but they left at the break. And I thought, that's odd. But it just wasn't for them. Mm-hmm. They had their drams before they left, but they just weren't enjoying the kind of, I don't know, I suppose it was a kind of formal setting. I don't think they were enjoying it, and I thought, right, that's fair enough. If it's no for you, it's no for you. But you have to capture your audience, and it is difficult.
You should do a whiskey tasting for beginners.
That's exactly what you said earlier.
Me and her have had this conversation.
Don't steal my idea.
We'll not put it out until we can't put the podcast out until
you can go and ask
planned one.
Any question you want.
I know, that's what I was saying.
Like, no fear. Ask us what you think is a stupid question. Because they are stupid questions. If you don't know the answer, it's not a stupid question. It's stupid if you don't know the answer and you ask the question.
Well, we were laughing earlier when it was a 12-year-old Glenlivet from 1999, and it's now 2025. Does that now mean it's really old? No, it's still 12. But folk don't know that. And that's totally fine. Because the daft questions I've either asked or wondered. Everybody that's learning wonders.
I didn't know the answer to that. Like it stays at 12 and it's not at
You
26.
did know the answer to this because you've asked me it.
Aye.
Way at the start.
That's a stupid question then.
Aye, because you've asked me it before and it was way at the start, so you did.
But I think that's great, and you're right, ask folk to ask you.
But people want to know the answer, and
want
that's
to know
good.
the
They're
answer.
enthusiastic. They want knowledge.
Aye. So,
That's lovely.
do you like it?
You good at tasting notes?
I'm very slow at tasting notes because I find I go back to it and I go back and I go back.
You put it
So
good today.
if you want some for that one, no, because I've finished it, but I'll try. And I need pen and paper. Oh, God, no.
Don't worry.
The big one I get with that, people, and myself, hints of melon. That seems a
you said
popular
that
one.
one.
A lot of orange.
Anton,
See your bell, what you think.
A lot of orange.
Get your pen and paper.
well, you're also a judge for...
I'm a judge for the Scottish Field magazine, which is, and they publish the cask and still. And that's good. I mean, you go twice a year, you have to try. So the distilleries put their bottles in, we do a blind tasting. But I was saying to you earlier, it's a tough gig because you've got 60 drams
60.
in front of you.
Is that a typo or 60?
60.
Right.
And I
Somebody's got to do
remember
it.
I went to Edinburgh and the taxi driver said, "Oh, what are you up to today?" And I said, "Oh, I'm going to taste drams." He went, "Oh, what a great job, eh? That'd be a great job." And I said, "It's actually really hard because you're trying to give them all that bit of attention and there's so many of them. And as I said to you, I'm no fan of using a spittoon. I like to
drink them.
drink them.
Like us.
So as you can imagine, by the end of 60, but you're only taking wee toty bits because you have to think, you could put that in, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know
What it was.
but I need to give that the same attention as I did dram number 1, if that was dram
so you
40.
can't be steaming.
It's really important to folk. So that can be quite tough.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good fun as well.
Aye.
good
Well, I
fun.
can imagine after you get to the last 4 or 5, you just start swallowing them.
Well, they take it very seriously, very seriously. Everybody sits
It's a
and
business
very-
and there's millions and
Aye.
millions of pounds on the line, and as much as you maybe don't think it is,
That deserves to be taken seriously
Aye, it
because
does.
it really is important.
because that'll be some people's life's work about how well their drams are received.
And strangely enough, the judges that do it with me, or I do it with them, I only ever see them then.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see them out with that because we're all doing our own sort of stuff. But it's a long day.
Was that a byproduct of having this place and getting into the industry?
It was actually my sister. I was on so they do 2 things. They do a readers panel, a judges panel. I was on Facebook one time and it was to taste whiskey, and I thought, I'll give that a wee go. So it was the readers panel. So you go and taste these whiskies. And then they brought out their magazine and they were saying who the new judges were. And it was all men, which is fine. But I thought, oh, come on. So I don't know if I got that position by default or what, but I basically emailed them and said, look, come on, I love what you do. I love your awards, but going to get some women in your panel. Mm-hmm. And they invited me along, which was nice.
To the bull by the horns.
You do. And we were talking about this today. I was talking to, I can't remember her name. It's in front of me. What's her name? Cheryl. Yes, Cheryl. And I was saying, because she's started her I'm going to butcher it. So it's a whiskey club in Campbelltown for females.
For females.
And we were talking about this, and I says, because we've spoke to a lot of female people in the industry, and the thing that comes back time and time again is that they're mainly taking their jobs. They're taking master blender jobs, and their palates are incredibly refined compared to,
they are.
They're getting so much better. And you don't know if it's a case of there was maybe a
stigma around that was a men's industry.
No, maybe the one they get the jobs because of that, and they've always had a better palate, or if it's just, you know what I'm saying, it's like...
But I think as well, women have been excluded from whiskey.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
and they've been excluded for the reasons that it's been a man's drink, and see that intimidation of walking into a whiskey tasting as a newbie.
Yep.
You go, oh God. But women used to feel like that, be like, oh Jesus. I walk into my whiskey tasting, a lot of my friends now, it's my whiskey club is about 50 of us. There's very few women. And I used to think, oh, I wish more women came. But now it doesn't bother me. I'm kind of over the forcing it on women. I'm more about, I love to see young people.
Aye, because there's and I won't say it about any particular whisky club, there's an average age that's quite high. And I can understand why.
My daughter asked me, she said, Mum, how come all your friends are old men? And I went,
Are we getting classed as young?
you're okay.
Good stuff.
You're okay. And I said, it's just how it is, you know, because I'll say, I was chatting to this one, that one. I say, I do have girlfriends as well, but they don't drink whiskey. That's up to them. I'm not going to force them. And there are women out there that love whiskey. That's great. But we're making a deal of it. I'd rather see the young folk coming through and enjoying whiskey.
That's, I think, what you said about telling a story and doing a cocktail and doing a tasting. Cracking idea. That probably.
He was great. It was so fab. He had me and I thought,
beginner's one.
I had a great day. Now, it might just have been that I'd had 3 or 4 drams and I was quite pissed and I had a great day. But I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
It was a great day. And that was me. I went, I couldn't really focus on this industry because it is a lot of fun. It's really enjoyable.
How long did that take you? How many, was there a set amount of time, Antonio, to pull the next drams? Was that like obviously it's not a set amount of time and that's not how it's going to work for everyone, but did it take you like a couple of months before, or were you persisting for like a year or something?
Oh, a couple of months, Jason.
Was it?
A couple of months,
that's all right, actually.
I wasn't, I thought, I'm no... a couple of months.
Because you had no short of whiskey tastings in the city, are you? You have...
Well, I don't know, I can...
Maybe I don't know, 10 years ago, I'm not sure, but the new...
Well...
Sorry, my phone's...
I know there's a few on, I don't know, I kind of just focus on mine and hope that folk just come back to mine. But there are some guys that go to them all and you think, oh, good on you.
I know, because I've been saying that as well, but I can't stop getting a chippy on the way home. Whiskey.
I've got the same problem. Blue Lagoon.
He's got a podcast to do and he's got a chippy down the bottom. And the first 2 we done, came down the stair and I was drunk. I half beats a supper on the way home.
But I bet you weren't hungover the next day.
Oh, I was. No, thing with whiskey, I always say, because I've never been one for getting hangovers, ever. Just whiskey itself. But then again, me and you, they tend to get roped into the Guinness at the same time.
Made that mistake first tasting. We had a Guinness before, a Guinness after 2 drams, a Guinness after 4 drams, then we went out for Guinness after, woke up next day, we made it Thursday. Which actually happened last night.
Absolutely rubber.
That's brutal.
Got a glass of water.
And I remember growing up, remember your parents would prefer you to have a beer or a cider or a taboo or a mirage or something, but don't drink the hard spirits.
Aye.
And I'm kind of the other way because I think, well, we know the units that are in this. I don't mind if my son has a spirit, a hard spirit, as I suppose it's known as. And my mum also used to say, whiskey's really pure, so you don't really get a hangover. And when I was young, I used to think, that's great. What a lot of rubbish. It's the worst hangover ever.
Aye.
A whiskey hangover.
So I think my gran used to tell, was it my gran? Someone in my family was telling me that their husband or their father used to say it was the water in the whiskey that got them drunk, because if they would drink whiskey just itself, they were fine. If they drank water that got them, that was what's giving them a hangover.
Well, no,
I was like,
I drink it on its own and I still get the hangover.
Aye, well, but it's the getting carried. If you ever get carried away, this is one on the spot, but I've got carried away.
What, we're drinking the drams?
Whiskey, aye.
Oh, all the time.
I know,
It's terrible.
Like, I ended up concussed after I said it.
No, I've not been concussed, but I was dancing last Tuesday. I mean,
your whiskey tasting?
I was dancing, yep.
Whiskey tasting is good in here. I was here for your Dalmore and Fettercairn one.
And I try and behave and no drink all the drams. I've kind of learned over the years, if you don't need to drink them every drop. Just take a wee sip.
But how much is it ingrained in you that you do? You don't waste it, because that's a West of Scotland thing.
That was Lochleen. The drams were great. So we had 6 up here, downstairs, met a nice couple. They were from Australia. Oh, and we were dancing. We were in the time of our lives. But then it was all fun. Let's be fun.
Do you know, I've got the exact same thing, where, see if I have a hangover and it's maybe sitting because I've drank, I don't know, in a house for a tasting that wasn't great, I'm upset. I came in here and I was with Mickey, I was with, what's his name?
Neil.
And we were having a laugh and stuff. We were downstairs and music was on a couple of months ago. And I woke up and I had a hangover then. I was like, do you know what? It was worth it because I was learning stuff and I was having a laugh and the people are sound and you're having a great time with people.
It's the laugh.
Aye.
Because I wake up and I go, oh my God. But then I almost don't get the fear because I think we were all had 6 drams and we were all dancing and it's all okay. Don't worry about it. We just need to have fun with it.
Sorry, this one is your 12-year-old Tia and Nick. This is
what ABV?
They're all 51. Oh, that's what I was trying to say.
They're all 51.
So I took them all to 51. Well, we took them all to 51, but my idea was that see if someone's coming to whiskey and trying whiskey, if we take them all to 51, they can't use our ABV as an excuse that they don't like it or that one's stronger than the other one. So I'm putting as much, because you can change the distillate, you can change the wood, but that takes time to change it. But see if I'm bottling stuff, the thing that I can affect very easily is how much percentage we're bottling it at. So people can approach the 3 of them, go, they're all 51% and go, right, well, this is, can't say, oh, that was too strong. Do you know what I mean? I'm taking a variable off them to try and find something that they like.
And I think that's another quirky thing because from not knowing a lot about whiskey, the great thing about indie bottlers are that they're usually higher in ABV.
Don't get me wrong, I'll probably maybe go a wee bit higher next time, but I want people to try them, and I think if they tried one of the 3, they'd find something they liked.
I think see if they try
But
that.
Big Paul and his partner just got one. 2 of them liked it.
Good guy, Paul.
So he's no
Like
buying a bottle.
It's all right. It's all right,
It's
Paul.
the, they seen that Glenallachie at what, high 60s?
63, aye.
63. I think that's quite daunting for somebody trying their first whiskey.
Aye,
They
see-
try that and it's rocket fuel, but I think 51 was enough to keep the quality of the ABV, but not go to like a 40 where it's like
Aye.
weaning right down.
Well, we were chatting earlier about going in the cask at what, 63.5. Jesus, that's strong. But it's a lot of fun.
Aye, it's class.
That's a lot of fun.
It is, but again, that's intimidating. And we were talking about events that can be intimidating. You go to a whiskey tasting, it starts intimidating. See, after a dram or 2 drams, and you go, this is fucking dynamite.
No.
Like, I'm enjoying this. Because you build a relationship with people next to you, you start talking to them. Don't get me wrong, you can have some strange people go to whiskey tastings, yes. But you...
It's all part of the fun.
Aye. It's all part of the fun.
Everyone's relating back to fun, which I like.
Aye,
You forget about that, I think.
I do.
They do. Have you had any... So you've owned a pub. Have you had any mad stories for running a pub? Because I think me and Anton's dream was both to own a pub.
Still
But
is, I
then-
think.
Well,
No, she's been telling me stuff. I don't think we...
I would say I don't do it. Because it's funny, you were chatting earlier and you said, oh, you know, it'd be great to have a pub and that would be my ideal pub and here's what I'd do it and blah, blah, blah. And I thought, oh, no.
No.
The problem with pubs at the moment is, and it's no, the pubs are not the problem, it's everything round about them.
So the red tape,
Like
what
the
you
government,
can't do.
it's so expensive to run a pub. People say to me, oh, the place is really busy, you must be doing really well. And you think, the profits are so bad because the costs are so high. I think we're the only country that pay 20% VAT
So they're all about 12 and a half,
in
aren't they?
hospitality. They're all kind of 8, 12 and a half, 30, 20%. And you think, give us a chance. It is a really difficult, it looks fun, but it's not that much fun. It's really serious. Now I tend to only come in and have a drink at my whiskey tasting. But now I know those people and they're my friends. Would I like to come here and have drinks every night and have a good laugh? Absolutely. But I would have no business because I give stuff away.
That's an alcohol.
Give stuff away.
You did try and give me... Well,
I do. I give stuff away.
You said that earlier.
I'll get it. I said, Jesus, that night out cost me 200 quid last night. Because I said, I'll get it. So it's just a bit like if you go to Starbucks and your pal's serving you, she probably won't give you your latte for free. You know, because she can't. And that's the kind of... Hospitality's always been a wee bit more loose with things. You know, or you want a cocktail, no problem, maybe knocking things off the bill. Things like that, the days are gone because you think every penny's a prisoner. It's really, really tough.
Because we were talking about that, I was saying we were talking about a certain pub in Denison. I was like, and I wasn't saying that, it was a case of like if it get handed to me, and that pub is just an old guy's pub, I mean, food probably doesn't make a great amount of money, but it's an old guy's pub and you just love to have your pals in it. That's what I would like. You telling us the hardships of having a pub, I was like, nah, I don't think I'd want that.
You need to really have deep pockets.
Every single person I've spoke to who runs a pub or works in a pub are like, nah, it doesn't seem great. So I don't. Well, I do envy. I will
But it
say,
looks great.
It looks great.
It does look great. I agree. It looks
you
brilliant.
hosting a training course in your own pub in a cool bar up the stairs. It's yours. I was like, that's the coolest thing.
does
It's like
look
you're
great.
basically Godfather.
It does look great, but it comes with its woes.
Yes, I can understand.
Like yourselves, you'll have ploughed X amount of money in and you're thinking, shit, when are we going to get a return on this?
I think we've accepted never.
It's good, but I'm the same with the pub now. I think, my God, you can sell, but until these costs go down, this is not going to make me millions.
Mm-hmm. I know, we were talking about people who are like in Asia and they're buying 200 grand bottles of whiskey and stuff. I was like, Gillian's definitely doing that.
Oh my God, I wish. And that's a different life. We were saying that earlier, it's a different life. If you came into mine and maybe said you want a Boon of 12 or indeed one of these fine drams, but would I be offering you something over the value of 100 quid a bottle? Nope. Because if we don't have
business, I know. That's what we get stuck with that as well. See at the start, people contacting us for the rum, and it was only 40 quid a bottle, but people were asking for charity, and you're like, aye, sound. And then you go, I've given away 5, and that's like 200 quid, and you start going, hold on a minute, that 200 quid is essentially coming out your profit. You're like,
and that 200 quid would mean a lot to you. It would pay a part-time wage for somebody. It would pay, and we don't ask big companies for things that we ask small companies for. That blows my mind. I think, why are we not going to your Asda's and Tesco's of the world and looking for things? Because we don't do that. We go to small companies.
Do you know why? This is you've just kind of refreshed my memory here, and I nearly shot up Tesco because I was in Tesco one time and they were asking for donations for a food bank after you'd paid for Hingme. I was like, you're Tesco.
I know.
You can just give them
You could surely.
Why are you asking for people to come in and like?
Or tell me before I go in, so then I'll maybe get an extra packet of noodles and put it in.
And then they're doing it right after the tills and looking for donations for a food bank. I was like, but you are Tesco.
I know.
You should have that. Why should we be paying for it for you to get it? You to make profit on it for us to get away?
And I think the big guys now, I think they're feeling the pinch as well, to be fair. But I know from the kind of independent running a pub type thing, it's really tough.
It's not even just that, it's rates. Do you know what I mean? Everything, the electricity's different up. What do you think about the second term?
Love it.
I spoke to a gentleman at Beef Market on Saturday. So I said he was Irish and he spoke Gaelic, and he put me to shame on the pronunciations of the 3 whiskies.
Did he?
He gave me the pronunciations in Gaelic.
Well, that's not putting you to shame then, that's just...
They sounded a lot more interesting and niche than what I was saying.
I know, but that's somebody who's trying to...
But then the pronunciations are, I don't know Gaelic. I don't really...
I was going to say, let's not get racist here.
No, but you know how you... So I have a really good friend, and he'll know who I'm talking about if he watches it, but his daughter goes to Gaelic school. And I think, why? The Gaelic's not going to build the future. It's a dying thing.
Yep.
But then maybe it's a bit like tradition and whiskey. We need to kind of keep it alive, but it's out of date. It's out of date.
I know. I don't think it's coming back. But I do like the idea, and I wouldn't like to kind of see it go. If you get me.
But a lot of these names of the distilleries, and there will be people that know. Well, I think it's Gaelic actually. We say Gaelic.
Gaelic.
It's Gaelic.
You said that wrong.
Jesus, man.
And the Gaelic, they know Gaelic, and I think great, but for what? For what?
I wish he told me the reasons about what they words mean in Gaelic
They
as
all
well.
mean
It was good.
It's interesting.
For example, that meant hill because the distillery's on a hill. He was actually very informed. He was a good guy. Can't remember your name, mate, but thanks. He bought a ball.
Oh, that's annoying. I would have liked to have known that. That'd have been cool.
It'll be in that book. We've got a whiskey dictionary. My mum's husband gave Jason because he was so enthusiastic. He wanted to give him this whiskey dictionary, and it's about that thick, isn't it? It's crazy.
It's mad now. It was awful. I've not opened it yet. Don't get me wrong, but
This was filmed the
You
day
need
after
to,
he
that
gave
should be
it.
your bedtime reading now.
I know. Well, if I'm going to pass this test, you've
But the
got to have
garlic,
4 drams in a pint before
I know,
test day in this Whisky Academy in the morning.
and I very rarely say garlic things at my tastings. And that's no because I don't respect it, it's because I don't know it.
Aye.
Right, do
You
mean
know, I've no
slange?
mentioned
You talk
it,
about
slange,
slange of
all the, I've never mentioned any in garlic the day. That's no because I don't want to, it's just because I don't know it. So I think
I think
I
we
don't
spoke
know, we
about this
just need to
previously
move
in a
it into
podcast.
modern
and all.
times, I think.
I know. I think people do need to. Oh, no, leave it.
Would you prefer the first or the second? Because one of them's my favourite, one of them's Jason's favourite.
I love the first.
Better than the
Thank you.
second.
Love
we
the
go.
first.
It's only 100 to me, to 80 you. Not
Are you
bad.
saying that?
I like the first. I thought,
They're
I thought
all
the
lovely.
first was really different, really citrusy.
The first one I like. First one's just dead fresh. People are going to hate this. I had ice in that on a sunny day. See, because it's light, and it was actually really nice. But again, I was.
You feel bad for putting ice in it?
I did. I felt bad
That's
for putting ice in it.
ridiculous.
It's the
You
environment.
put ice
It was
in
like,
You're at the back in the sun. Do you know what I mean? It's the environment of that day, cool and drink.
and I've said that before about the Glenallachie. I'm looking forward to having that in front of the fireplace. We were talking before. I don't know how you wouldn't know how to set a fire. How like generations of people don't. I don't know how to set a fire in my house.
Well,
Safely, I if burning the house down or the dog. Turns out we've actually got the same kind of dog. She's got Simba and Nala. Me King Charles.
I was snooping about his
Have I abuse going on?
TikToks last night. Just to see
doing
who
your
I was dealing
homework.
with.
Make sure you're doing your homework. He doing his
See, we
homework.
had a last minute freak out. She's like, I don't know.
I said, I don't think
should
I'm
be doing this.
Is that another whiskey tasting idea? But you can bring your dog to your whiskey tasting as well.
Aye, that would be good. I wouldn't maybe bring it in here.
Well, it turns out, and it's funny because guys will go, fuck's sake, dogs. Now, before I was a dog owner, I would go, fucking dogs.
We've got a friend like that.
You know, when folk go, oh, my dog was no feeling well, I'm like, well, the fucking dog doesn't work here. It's all right. You know, you'll be okay, come to work. But when you have them, they mean that much to you.
It's your fur baby.
Oh, my God. So we're no a dog kind of family. I've not been
Two
brought
dogs,
up
you
with
can't
dogs.
say that anymore.
Well, I know. And I get the wee Nala, she 7 years ago, smashing wee dog, and then I felt sorry for her. I thought she's a bit lonely. I'll get her a wee pal. She hates the wee pal. And they're like twins, so now the wee pal's getting bigger, and they look up the stairs and I go, fuck, I don't know what yin that is. Don't know if it's Nala or Simba.
Do they go with each other now, or are they still
Are they related to
individuals?
No, they're not related. They tolerate each other. He loves her.
Brother and sister growing up.
He
do they
loves her.
tolerate each other?
That's what I said. It's a wee brother syndrome, but he's just a pup. He's just a baby.
And if anyone's watching this going, what the fuck are they talking about dogs for? Oh, that's just...
It's just another thing in common, and that's the joy about whiskey. You start talking about whiskey, but then you start talking about
Aye. Well, we've had 2
dogs.
drams. Well, saying that, this is maybe 3 or 4 now that we've had because of... We had a fair cairn.
18.
And
Nice.
Blair Athol. Blair Athol, didn't we? Aye, that was lovely. But 15. But again, that's what... People think you go to whiskey tastings to go and talk about whiskey, but this is kind of what you go and talk about. I've been talking about my dog all day. I've never had a dog before.
The whiskey is the start of the chat.
Come for the whiskey, stay
It's
for the banter.
fun. It's the absolute fun in the chat, and you say the silliest things, and you wake up and go, were we actually talking about that last night?
Aye.
But it's appropriate at the time because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
You were telling us you just got his balls chopped off.
I did.
That's
It's a wee
absolutely
lamb.
horrible.
Your son or the dog?
That's her son earlier.
I know.
It was the dog this time, but he...
Your voice just never
And it-
backed you up there. High pitched.
It's funny because I messaged him yesterday. He was upstairs, and I said, Simba's home. Can you come and see him? And he went, aye, okay. Is he all right? I never
high
answered him. He
pitched.
went, oh, he gets his balls chopped off, didn't he? I said, aye, he did, so he can do it. Oh, but I feel that's sorry for him. God's sake. Would you like to get your balls chopped off, Anton?
Nah.
And the thing is, I keep looking because I'm like, that's
Anton's
shame.
balls.
Not your balls. Not your balls.
It's a
The dog's
different
balls.
video.
But I'm going, oh, what a wee shame.
Aye,
You'll
no,
be alright. You'll be alright.
Oh, okay,
Once you get the cone half, you'll be fine.
I know. I don't think you'll know. It's not your fault. My dog fucking loves going to the vet. I hit him in the eye with a tennis ball one day.
No on purpose.
No on purpose, no. I was trying to teach him how to fetch. Obviously, they're no bred.
They're lazy. They're lazy.
Bastards.
They're so lazy. But that's the joy of them.
Aye, so I dropped a tennis ball, and I was kicking it about, and he brought it back. I was buzzing. I dropped it and booted it, and he ran it, hit him right in the eye, and he was walking about like that for days.
That's what I meant to get. I've got a cockapoo. It's half Cocker Spaniel, half Poodle. I think it was really a Cavapoo I meant to get because that was going to be chill with the Poodle. Now I've got this hyper Cocker Spaniel who goes mental for a ball. Andy Smart. I think it was a Cavapoo I was originally after. Wouldn't change anything for the world, but I'm going to give a wee pal and all. I think a wee Cavapoo to calm him down.
I really do hope there's a niche somewhere where Whisky and Doug's cross pass because we just went through one extreme.
Well, if I say to people about the two wee dogs and they say, "Oh, is it a pet friendly bar?" and I say no, and they go, "Oh," as if to say that's odd. You've got the two wee dogs, how you know? But then we do a lot of food in here, and we do it. It depends on
stuff to think about, doesn't it?
It does, and I think
you know quite a lot of carpets downstairs and up here.
This is, in my opinion, for somebody to just chill, just enjoy your time. Don't have your wee dog there. Don't have your Wayne. Just chill.
Have your Wayne. Yeah. So are you strictly over 18?
No, we allow children.
2 barks in the route.
But I personally don't think it's the environment for them.
I don't think so either.
Because, and yes, they might get the Scottish experience, the tapas and the pub environment, but I never brought my kids in because sometimes at the end of the day, it's first and foremost a bar and it's fun, it's people shouting, having a good time. So they're allowed, but I don't know if they're welcome.
What you tried there was 12-year-old Tianic. Most of his life, 11 years and a few months.
Nah, 10 years. 10 years in a bourbon cash, 2 years in a red wine.
Was it 2 years, aye?
2 year in a hot Brion red wine finish. So it was a hot Brion barrique. But no, as I say, there's 2 years in this, so Anton got the... I get one to pick, Anton get one to pick, and both of us settled on a Glenallachie.
And the last one...
So that's his.
Can't let some experts pick that, didn't we? Let people try it.
Let a few folk try that one, but I like... Aye, that's... The whiskey drinkers like that one, but hopefully you like this one.
Let you try the last one.
Right, go for it.
10-year-old Glenallachie.
Right, you.
But you must
Anton.
have had some sort of advice from somebody because pre-COVID I thought I'm going to do bottling. And I remember chatting to folk in the industry and they were like, right, that's fine, but you need to do one that kind of leads on, so you maybe want to choose a tartan or some sort of theme. But I was looking at the side of your label there, and that's volume 1.
Volume 1, yeah.
So are you then going to release the same as volume 2 or totally different?
Volume 2 will be, aye, but we'll go to do them in 3 because we just don't have money to do them in 3 again.
I think that's great.
So volume 1, so it's going to be volume 1 will be, because basically what happens is, see when you turn around like that, because people complain about shelf space, they look like books.
They're books.
Right.
Show the camera.
So if you scan the side of this, some of them have been laid sorted, some of them haven't. But if you scan the side, there's an NFC chip, so you can go and watch all the videos on it. So that's like volume 1. The volume 1 is like you can watch the full bottling of us. The labels getting printed. You can watch the bottles getting filled. You can watch all the meltdowns that we've had in between, so people can see that stuff if they want to. Like, and you can see it's trying it for the first time, talking about it for the first time. So that's kind of what volume 1 will be. Volume 2, again, we're not trying to be preachy or...
But that comes across, and I think that's brilliant.
So,
but look at that, it's great.
Aye, so what we want to do, volume 2, is going to be people learning, us maybe getting our next bottlings, trying them for the first time, learning a wee bit about it. I want to be going to distilleries, ideally, to talk to them and
Don't
stuff.
go to too many, it can be really boring.
Aye, we'll talk about that today.
You get any recommendations, like favourite distillery you've been
Love Glenkinchie, because it's a mini model of what happens. And I'd go to a lot of distilleries and think, I don't get what's happening here. I don't get how the barley's coming in, and then I just didn't get the process, but Glenkinchie gave it to me in a wee kind of borrower style from start to finish.
Borrows.
And that was my wee eureka. I went, I get it.
That'd be the point of going to distilleries, to understand just what I would understand.
It's so
start
good.
to finish.
So
It was
difficult.
so basically you go in, it's no like Lego, but it's like the wee borrowers start to finish and how it goes from one process to the next process. And I went, right, perfect. That was my time where I went, I get it. Because I was going to other great distilleries like Glengoyne and thinking, how does that get from there to there?
So I had the realisation as well when we were talking about distilleries and the process of it. And I think that, see, unless you can, like, as I say, I think I just keep putting myself doing podcasts like this, but I'm not the smartest guy and I've never been one for studying, but see, going to a distillery for a tour is brilliant. But see, unless you're consistently going to tours and taking in what they're saying about what's happening, you're never going to understand how a whisky distillery works. And you kind of put it on a slideshow. I was kind of getting it, and I think I realised, like, I need to go to consistently go to like 3 or 4 in a row to try and figure out what actually happens before I get it in my head. Because it's so... And then again, what we spoke about, how the fuck did they learn how to do this in 1498?
No idea.
You've been listening.
1498.
It's accurate.
First one I wrote down.
1494.
500 years before we were born. Exactly.
Wait till you go to the distilleries and you go, oh my God, because they become boring. Once I've always said this, go to Glenkinchie because you will see it. That's how my mind works, very visual. See it going through, all right, and that. But I've been to, sorry, I was going to say distilleries there, but I've been to other distilleries and I'm like, I'm not understanding this. But you feel daft.
Mm-hmm.
You feel as if you don't know, and they're talking you through it, and you think, is there a bit I'm missing, or are we all in the same boat here? So, no, but it is a lot of fun, but I've seen a lot of distilleries, and I've really enjoyed them. I know a guy who goes round all the distilleries all the time, and I think, geez, Louise, why?
What, for fun?
Why? Fun.
Well, you get a few drams. How does he get there? Because you must have a few drams at the end.
Well, I don't know. Take a driver, that's what I say.
Well, aye, that's a rough end of the stick, that one, innit? Right, this one, I've no finished my second dram or third dram.
Same.
It's not like you.
No, that's your third dram. You've got yours.
Yes, I know, Jason.
No, all right. I was sitting going, I've not finished that, and Anton's pulled the next ones. This is a Glenallachie. 10 years fully matured in a, I said bourbon cask because it was fully matured in an also sherry cask. Probably my favourite, but again, as you say, you made a point of saying it numerous times, whiskey is for certain times at certain points. Like, that was my summer's day dram, that's my winter. After I get taking a dog a walk and it's snowing outside, put the fire on.
And look at the colours of them. If you were to put those colours into seasons, you would put that summer, autumn, winter.
Which is a pain in the ass because we finished summer and we've still got some of that. So
that means you're missing
next summer.
Missing a spring one.
Exactly.
That's a spring, summer.
Yeah, that's a spy. But you're right, it's I was very pleased with the colours of them. It almost looked as if...
I've never had a bad Glenallachie. I really enjoy Glenallachie.
Is that still true?
No, I love
just
it.
sipped that one?
Absolutely.
Okay, sorry then. That could have went really downhill there.
I know.
No,
That'd have been the headline one.
I don't know if you would really need to...
Fuck, I Glenallachie up.
I piss about it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I love what Billy Walker does, and I've not had a bad Glenallachie. In actual fact, I was walking down the stairs and there's a box. It was the 50th anniversary and it was a Glenallachie 4-year-old, and we were talking about age statements earlier, and I thought that is quite bold. So I think it was their 50th anniversary. Oh, crikey, I need to check now, but I seen the box and I went, it was a very young whiskey, but it was so good.
Was it?
Aye, really
so
good.
So this then brings me on to my next kind of question. When you said you're walking down the stairs and seen a box, do you have, because I'm a bit of a gimp, I've got a whiskey shelf in the house, but I've put lights up and stuff to make it look good, but it's just all standard stuff that you can buy at a co-op, it's not special.
But I think that's...
Do you have something? Do you have like a...
Here or at home?
No, you've obviously got a whiskey bar, but do you have stuff in your house that you have?
I do, and I used to have a lovely... So when the Waynes were wee, it was a playroom. They didn't play in it. Then it was a telly room, nobody watched telly in it, so I said I'm going to turn it into a whiskey room. Nobody drank whiskey in it. Then I moved house and all the whiskey, so I had 3 cabinets, glass cabinets, they were lovely. No full of anything special, just things that meant something to me. And then I moved house and now it's in total disarray. I'm like, what have I got? Wait, so do I want to show it off? I don't know if I do, because I'm probably going to drink it anyway. You know, you buy expensive bottles, but there's a bit of me now thinking, especially we were chatting earlier about the industry and how...
There's no guarantee to get money carried on if you're going to sell it later.
Probably, if like me, foolish me, bought your bottles in 2018, 19, you're probably not going to make your money on them at the moment. So choose, drink it or wait another 20 years. I'll do both.
I don't think a half-finished Aberlour off the shelf at Co-op's going to have any value.
No.
I'll finish that one.
But you bet you enjoyed it.
I loved it. I think drinking whiskey in the house is one of the things that I've found from starting drinking whiskey in the house on a couch watching telly. Sorry, Rebecca, without your missus being in, just in peace and quiet. I think that was my first stage of old age.
I think I'm like you. I really would have a beer in the house. We've got a good friend, Lawson. Love a beer in the house. Never really bothered down the house, but you see, ever since Jason got me this, and thanks. So I enjoy maybe a wee dram in the house. Do you know what I mean? You actually sit and enjoy it. You have
see the dog. It's class.
The dog made you love whiskey even more.
I know that wasn't
a byproduct.
It was a
getting
byproduct. Do you know what I went in for a whiskey tasting? Gary. Do you know Gary does his City Whiskey Club?
Yes, I do. So Gary used to come to the tastings, and I've really admired what he's done actually, because he's just went away and done his own thing.
He's so intelligent.
And that's hard to do, whiskey tastings, without a set venue or your own place. No, good on him.
He is. He was instrumental. So as you said, without someone kind of, Gary's tried all these before everybody else. So Gary was the one kind of going, oh, that's good, and gave his opinion, so he was very, very good. But I went in for one of Gary's tastings, and that's when I messaged a woman on Pets for Homes, 12:30 at night, saying, is wee pistachio still there? I'll take him.
Thanks, Guy, for giving me a nephew.
Was it whiskey that made you do it? I know, but you don't regret it.
Do you know what? We've done a podcast with a guy who I was sitting talking to, and he told a good story, and it'll be released this week. He'll be the first podcast. Well, it had been released a couple of weeks ago, but he had a dog and it passed away, and he didn't want to get a dog, but he was having a really bad time yet. And then he got a dog, and it turned out the dog was born the day after his old dog passed away. And he was like, oh, that's a good sign. He told me that story. I was already 4 drams deep. Went up the road, got a dog.
They're precious wee things.
Oh, they're class. They're absolutely dynamite. I've turned into an absolute gimp with them. But
my first wee dog has got the same birthday as me. I think that's mind-blowing.
What is your first one called?
Nala. So I remember I was waiting for this wee dog to come along, and the breeder, yada yada, and I was in touch. I said, hi Esther, I'm just wondering if any news. She said, born the 31st of March, and I went, birthday. And I thought, how
I'll
weird.
take 2 of them.
So now, obviously when it's my birthday, it's wee dog's birthday. I think that's odd.
Well, I've got that. I'm born 21st. My mom, my girlfriend, my first dog was 21st, and then we get our most recent dog, Fury.
Really odd.
Then you get your certificate, and he was also 21st. And you're like, oh.
That's funny.
Just by chance.
Anton knows what I'm like, man. I'm a sucker for like just pure lassie things. Like, oh, it's a sign. I was like that as well.
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
It's a separate podcast. It's longer.
Podcast. We'll talk about psychics on that one. But so I'm a sucker for stuff like that. I was like, oh, that means a lot. That one. That's obviously, it was a sign. I was like, it was going to give away what football team I support. It was wearing a green collar. It was called Pistachio, and I like pistachios. And I was like, fuck, that's enough for me to go and get a dog.
You should have got a, what do you call it? Shamrock collar or something?
No, he's called Guinness, so I actually did get my Guinness collar and they chewed it. Ruined it.
Has he ruined it, aye?
Aye, I know. Now she's got my fucking bow tie on. It's a bow tie, but it goes round the back of his neck. It looks like fucking...
And my mum got Monty a wee cravat, like a wee suit hang. He's kind of about his Halloween, he's dressed up with a wee... If he's like a wee butler with a wee suit hang on. Things you do for your dog, do you know what I mean? Your fur babies.
Sorry, I've just realised we've went back onto Doug's again.
Does.
I'm still in the honeymoon phase. It's me that keeps bringing them up. It's my fault.
What about the most recent dram?
Aye, what's your thoughts on that one? You're doing well.
So that one was...
Going Arky.
You handed in the samples.
Yes.
And I took that sample away to try because I love Glenallachie. And I don't mean that in a shitty way, but there's a lot of samples get handed in, and I'm lucky that I can go, take that one, and I'll leave the rest for the staff to try or whatever. But I did take that one, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's smashing.
I think with that one, what would the feedback if you as an indie bottler, we'd be lucky to have that done in that Hogshead or also like it was quite something special. Do you know what I mean? It's not the run of the mill stuff.
We met Paul again. Spoke to him in this Brave New Spirits. He met us and he said, "Oh, that's quite
Really
impressive.
lovely.
You've got it," but it wasn't. It was just the chance came up and we got it. It wasn't as if we'd done anything special to get it. We just wanted a boat and we got it, and it was lovely.
Is that... what's the route to market? Just direct?
Direct, aye. What do you mean direct, as in shops?
As in, if I want some more, I would come and ask you. But it'd be good if you had your, like the wholesalers selling it on your behalf.
Aye, again, we've not really went to wholesalers with anything because we had that problem with the rum, and we had the volume with rum wasn't well, it was a problem, but volume was the big hurdle, and it was a cash thing. Again, this is much less. We've got much less bottles available for this, so we didn't really want.
Which is good, as you say. You keep your stock tight.
Aye.
You don't want all your cash tied up in stock.
Fucking pretty much, isn't it? But
does it count if you drink it that you'll take money out the stock?
Yeah, no, aye. I've got this question and I've forgot to. Well, we were talking about it earlier, but your palate, obviously, you're judging for competitions and stuff. How did your palate develop? Did you do it? Because I will say we done a course today. I thought the course was to develop my palate, so I booked a ranking.
You need to book the next one.
I need to book the next one, but
good sales tactic.
Did you learn, or is it literally learn on the job?
I personally don't think I've got a great palate, or I had a great palate, but I used to take my sister along to tastings, and she used to come out with tasting notes. I used to go, "Oh, you're right. She was so great at the tasting notes." And I think don't overthink it. Again, if you get like that, it's so cinnamon, Christmas cake, that all these things come straight away. Sometimes you go, okay, let me see. And then you overthink it. Don't overthink it, just go straight in there and say what it is. But I love those rich flavours.
So do I. Like,
I love those rich, aye.
I've said this one before as well, but I had, and we were talking about it today, Hazelburn. Is it Hazelburn? I'm getting mixed up with Hazelburn and Witchburn, Campbelltown. Hazelburn, innit? Oh, and also 8-year-old.
Hazelburn.
Hazelburn, but it's because Paul from Brave New Spirits there is Witchburn, so I'm competing with 50-50 if I'm right or no. Excuse me. But when I try that, that's very rich, and it takes me like miles away. When I smell it, I'm like, oh, damn, storing in a warehouse. So I like that thing because you start thinking about it and you do kind of get lost in your head about what you're thinking about a dram. And I even let my girlfriend sniff it and try it a wee bit, and she was like, off. And she was like looking into the distance, and I was like, you were thinking about something there. I was like, that's kind of what whiskey is for me. It
triggers a memory. Aye. She can smell something, and you can see on someone's face if they can smell something.
Aye, because they just start going into the middle distance. They're like, fuck am I? They're thinking about something.
What is it? Aye. No, I think, no, I don't really focus so much on my palate as much as the nose, because I can get a lot more from the nose than the palate. And Leo said to me it was years ago, and he said, I mean, Mum, for goodness sake, are you actually going to drink that dram? Because I fucking nosed it and nosed it. But I was having a great time. I was enjoying nosing it. And I'll not forget that because I thought that is part of the whiskey experience. You wouldn't do it with vodka, you wouldn't do it with gin, but you do it with whiskey and it's fun.
We were talking about this actually as well. In fact, we were sitting just right there, and the first time I was talking to you, and I was saying how I was explaining, like, I don't know, I'm not great with tasting notes, but part of whiskey is like some whiskies when you taste it, sometimes they go up the way, sometimes they go down the way, sometimes you feel very liquidy, oily, stuff like that. Sometimes they almost evaporate and you're like, aye, that's almost like a tasting note. And I was like, I didn't think about it like that. I just thought I wasn't tasting it, but it's an experience. And then even then you said, because I mentioned earlier, my face pure flushed, and you were like, aye, but that's a good feeling.
You were almost apologising for your face
I was like,
flushing. I was like, I love it. It's great. If I drink a cask strength dram and I get red cheeks, I love it. I'm like, oh.
I love that. That's a good.
Aye.
It's the first time I've ever heard a positive from that. My bird's like, you've been drinking whiskey.
and the thing is, and then especially if you're kicking into your 50 plus ABV, but your cheeks get hot, and then you laugh at things that are no funny, and that's when the fun of whiskey starts.
Aye.
When we're missing out on the fun, and I don't mean being drunk. I mean just having a laugh and saying I had 2 drams last night. Oh my God, I was giggling like you wouldn't believe. After a 51 ABV, oh such and such. Oh, that sounds great. Because you don't get that with gin, you don't get that with vodka, and you don't get it with beer, but you get it with whiskey.
So I was going to ask another thing about, we've kind of spoke about how we know there's not a problem, but people are older. What would your advice be to people who are trying to get into whiskey? And I think I know what it's going to be. I wish I could write it down and just show Anton. It'd be like a magic trick.
Oh, I know, but I might be ready if I get it wrong. So I think...
I'm well vested in this now. I'm dead into it.
Well, here's an example, right? Makeup and skincare is booming at the moment. Now, it's booming for kids that don't have any money because the kids are not buying it. It's the parents.
Get your veins into whiskey.
What a booming industry it is. It's fantastic, right? So I chat to you today, and I'm like, we all like whiskey, but people think anybody under the age of 25 is probably not got any money for it, when in actual fact, we need to make the bottles more affordable. And also, it's about where do you get that whiskey from? So I've got a son, Leo, and he loves whiskey. He only loves whiskey because he's been brought up with whiskey. So what about the folk that are not brought up with whiskey? We need to welcome them in. Why are we no welcome? There's no one in for them. We're no welcoming them in. We're sticking to the old folk. And we need to move on to the younger generation because the old folk will buy it anyway.
It's the whiskey sessions for beginners, isn't it?
Aye, so that's what we were talking about.
Totally.
A question for probably Leo. What would, your mother didn't have a whiskey pub, what would get you into whiskey? It's one that's difficult to think of. Because see if people knew what it was, they would already do it. Do you know what I mean?
Is it a Scottish thing? That's the demographic. Because we spoke to somebody before on this, like the demographic of whiskey drinkers in Spain it's all the young people. And they're drinking our whiskey.
Aye.
You come to a bar like here and you've got hundreds of bottles of whiskey, but we don't have that younger demographic.
No, we don't. And it's funny because thinking back to my son, but he worked a shift on Sunday and he came home and he went, oh, it's really busy and blah, blah, blah. I said, Mum, everybody was like, of this group, under 25. And I went, that's unusual. He went, I know. And I thought, why is it unusual? Is that word whiskey scaring them off? Why is under 25s no drinking whiskey? I don't know.
That's why I text Anton today, because I had an idea when we were talking about this, and I was like, not Scotch whiskey. That was the only thing I texted him. He's like, what was that? And I was like, well, I think maybe the case is that you might need to, sorry, I was just trying to find this.
But you could market it as under 21s whiskey tasting, under 25s whiskey tasting, and you could almost...
You get a certain type of label for doing that, I think.
But that's fine
to be
because
on
folk
that list.
label it all anyway.
No, I know.
Same as you're talking about the cocktails and the whiskey cocktails. If you gave somebody a whiskey cocktail, just said, "Oh, that's a really nice cocktail," they'd be like, "That's lovely, baby." But you say whiskey cocktail,
As
they're
soon
like,
as you
"Oh,
say
whiskey's
whiskey."
minging. That's what my granddad drinks." Like,
Aye.
What-
Whiskey is almost a bad word. Again,
Yes.
this all comes back to what we were talking about today. Whiskey is almost like a bad word. It intimidates folk and it puts people in mind of things that necessarily haven't happened before.
And it's a fantastic word for me and other folk, but for you, you're thinking, shit, I don't know anything about it.
but I was
For the
intimidated.
young folk
but
are thinking, I don't like it. We need to find a balance.
before my first tasting or coming to my first whiskey pub, wasn't this one specifically, but your bar's the same. You're intimidated, but as soon as you go there, drink it, speak to somebody, you're like, this is just, I say, Jason, unlocked a whole new world.
And
know
it
what I mean?
is.
That is aye. So what's this? Sorry,
So
we finished our three. Gillian's very kind.
have a wee dram, have a wee drink and coat your mouth with this and tell me what you feel.
Fucking drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a wee second.
So they talk about as well about mouthfeel, and it took me years. I'd be like, mouthfeel? What? I don't know. If I've had too much, my mouth's a bit dry. But there's a mouthfeel about this one.
It's oily.
It's oily. Wee bit waxy.
Wee bit coat in the mouth, wee bit that kind of rise rather than the down.
2 seconds.
Right, go again. Smells great. Sherry. So this is a Deanston 20-year-old.
You've given me this before.
Amontillado. So I did.
You did, aye.
How weird.
The first time we met, you gave me this before.
It smells great, really fruity.
I was buzzing to try that there when you said, how does this feel?
I now you've said that, I'm like, God, how have I given that to you twice? But I bet it tastes different tonight than it did.
It does, aye.
Aye. Because it depends
because
on
you
the
led
experience.
me what the mouthfeel is. And again, I said this when I was having this dram here last time. I was like, I don't think I have great tasting notes, but it's not just tasting notes I get for a dram. And you said, we'll try that. And it was kind of the same thing.
It's the feeling, it's totally different. And that waxy mouthfeel is,
I don't particularly like it.
see, I didn't, but I do now, because I go, oh, it must
Because
be a Deanston, or it must be a Clynelish, or it must be something of that
I've
waxy
heard a lot
nature,
about Clynelish as well. I would like to try.
which
I've
is
not
quite
tried it.
unusual. But I love that.
Short still. That's what
And
we're gonna do.
we're talking about short stills and tall stills, and you think, I think that's a tremendous dram.
That is good. I like it because, which is, I think, different today for you. I can feel that that's oily, but it lasts longer.
Really oily.
Do you know, it feels like there's more to it. I remember at one point you had a slide. Sorry, we keep talking about this course that nobody else has seen except for me
But
and
I'm
you.
very busy today.
I think they
If
were
you want to do it-
plugging the course, we're getting a cut off
I
them.
know, aye.
And the thing is, we're actually no, but if you should do it, Anton.
Aye,
So
aye.
should you,
Do you know
Paul?
what? I was halfway through. And I think why Van will say to Anton about this.
Take me to the taste notes one, because Jason thinks I've got a good
Anton
palate
does
for a
as well.
So
beginner.
there is a sensory aroma one.
That's it, I'm in the sensory aroma.
Same. And folk have been asking about that, so I will do that one next. I'll invite you along.
No, but I like that because for whatever reason, thinking about it now, that kind of makes the experience last longer. Have the waxy mouthfeel. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's
I
lovely.
don't think I've ever had that way. Maybe they've not spoke about it, but it's been there, but I've never thought about it.
Waxy.
And now I kind of feel that. It's quite nice.
So, there's
It's like a
Oily.
there's more than
coating.
taste
Buttery,
notes.
waxy. And you think, my God.
I was a wee hint of toffee apple. That was my smell, but I wasn't even thinking about the mouth. Then, see when you said that, it was almost just like it flicked, and you're like, yeah, that's
Aye,
quite nice.
I was imagining that fucking candle in my mouth for whatever reason.
Aye.
Sensory aroma.
I know.
But
Last time I chewed a candle.
who does not love poking their finger in wet wax?
I know.
I mean, I done it as a child. I do as an adult. I think
Aye,
it's quite
aye.
fun.
Aye.
My daughter does it. Poke it in and you
Tell
feel
her
it
stop
off.
doing that so that you can do it.
That's what's going on there.
That's lovely, aye.
Aye, that's a nice dram.
That is a good dram. Aye, you did give me this the last time. And
Sorry about that.
It's a nice one.
No,
yeah,
no, no.
10.
I loved it. I thought, I'm going to be honest, my first impression of you, I came upstairs, somebody brought you in a coffee, you were sitting at that table and you just poured yourself a dram of your own whiskey, and I was like, this is the coolest woman I've ever met in my life. I was like, fuck, I'm going to ruin it by no knowing anything about whiskey here.
But I admired that, and I admire the fact that the two of you have went, we love whiskey, we know fuck all about it, but we really love it. Do I think you two will be millionaires and make millions?
Nope. I knew that.
That's big.
I do actually.
My only regret is us no. Imagine we started drinking whiskey when we were 18 and we're 30 now. I mean, you would be light years ahead of the game.
But do I think I'll be a millionaire? No. I'll tell you for why. I spoke to a guy and he said to me, Gillian, make your money work for you. Don't work for your money. And I walked away, I went, that's great advice. I went home and I thought it and I overthought it as I do, and I overthought and I went, but wait a wee minute. You need to have the money to do that in the first place. So how you cannot make money without money.
Aye.
You need to have a starting point. You need to have, but what you're doing is, you're doing it a wee bit arse for elbow. I admire it. I think it's great.
I think it'd be best to buy it, get a bar when we're millionaires, then you don't care how much everything costs, and it's like, aye, we'll take it we lost now, we'll have a good night with the boys.
He doesn't
Maybe
understand
I need to do that.
He doesn't understand how bad I own my money.
He doesn't understand how much I want to just stand behind that bar and pull pints against and talk to them.
Seriously?
Aye. I just love talking to people. Any two are the same. The two are social. The two are social animals.
Social
just-
butterflies, no animals.
Aye.
See, I'm not.
No, you know, anytime I've spoke to
no.
you, you've always seemed very
No.
talkative. Because I was saying that earlier, you were kind of a wee bit worried about coming and talking and stuff, and I was saying, well, but you're very chatty and you can talk to people. I don't
Because
think it's maybe a
I
problem.
like nice folk.
All right,
And
okay.
I'll chat to nice folk. But I'd be a really bad barmaid. I was a shit nurse. I was a
shit nurse.
bad barmaid.
So I do two jobs. I'm a panel beater and I do this, and I thoroughly enjoy both of them. I don't think my kind of end goal, I don't really care for being a millionaire. I would just like to work for myself. That's it.
Aye.
Do you know, I don't want to have someone else be controlling my time.
No.
And I like being able to do what I want when I want, and when with the things that you want to do, or talk to people in bars, or talk to people like yourself here, having a few drams, I think that's pretty fucking good. Do you know what I mean? So that's my...
Well, you came along in your t-shirt and shorts,
Aye.
as you were, and I quite liked it, because that's what is no real life about whiskey. It's all about waistcoats,
Tweed.
moustaches.
Neckties. There's a point in that one.
It's a wee bit... When you came along, I found you quite refreshing.
Authentic.
Aye. And I thought, do you know what? Go for
in
it.
about 10 minutes. Fuck.
And he chatted about yourself, and he said, meet Anton, blah, 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 that's fine. But meeting the two of you, and I know you're saying you don't know anything, but I kind of beg to differ, because what you've created here is really a lovely thing. And if you could get that as bookends in your high-end whiskey bars, you'd be
That
onto
would be
something.
fucking great. I think
But
there's
you can. You 100% can.
aye, a few obstacles to
You're going to
overcome
put
this.
a good word for us.
I am.
Aye, well,
Because I think
consistent.
these are absolutely fantastic.
That
you very
jam's need finished because how nice it is.
is there a
This is my favourite question at every podcast, I think.
bugbears in the industry? I wasn't going to finish that there, but you said you were, and I'm glad you've had 4 drams now.
Because you got to be honest.
What's your gripes with the industry?
I love the heritage of whiskey. I love appreciating it. But let's stop making it boring. And I think, see, when I listen to kind of whiskey legends and you go, oh man, I could listen to them all day long, because it's your passion, it's your thing, it's like a hobby. But what pisses me off is that it is very catered to an older audience. We're not welcoming younger people. We're scrabbling to mention women in whiskey. I personally don't think I need a mention as a woman in whiskey. I am a woman and I like whiskey, but don't refer to me as that, because why?
Aye, because you are in the industry. You are there. You don't need...
You're making a difference. There's a lot that annoys me. And the thing is, they're taking it too seriously. Pisses me off.
So that was what I was going to say to Anton. The one bit of advice would be that I thought you were going to stop overthinking it. That's what I thought your advice would have been.
Don't overthink it. Oh my God, I
overthink
drink everything. It's a fucking drink.
It's a fucking drink. Go and drink it. It's enjoyable. Go and find something you like. If you want to like whiskey, go and try and find something.
Everything was back to fun. You remember why you're sitting in the dram is to enjoy it and have fun.
And see all those processes. A 395 dram or a 395 dram. It's the same processes.
And it's all to get people to have fun.
It's all about fun, but it's all about, yes, respect it because it is fantastic, but just have a laugh. And the young ones should be drinking that instead of Mad Dog. They should be drinking that instead of Buckfast.
It's not
Bucky's used place in life.
No, I agree. I was anyway, it doesn't matter, that's another story, but I think
I'm going to guess it was the answer there.
this is not that serious.
It's no. And I think, do you know why I think it is? I think it's because the money that's involved. People take it that serious, and it's no. I keep boiling it down to it is to have fun. It's a drink that you go and enjoy with your pals. You have a laugh. Say some stupid stuff.
Jason, if it were not for whiskey, would we have met?
Nah.
No. And that's the point.
You go and meet interesting
That's the
folk.
great point. You meet folk that you don't think you will meet. You meet folk that have an appreciation for something that should be appreciated. But would I have met you over a beer? No. Probably no. But I
Depends
think...
what apps you're on.
Awkward. No, I'm only kidding. But I think, no, just keep doing what you're doing and see this, what do you call it, newbie type of stuff. You don't know, but you're not hiding it. Mm-hmm. A lot of folk hide it.
I don't. There's
be normal.
Be normal. There's no problem with not knowing everything about the thing you're going to try and do. Go and try a whiskey. That's it.
Is that the tagline for the podcast?
That might be it.
Keep it real.
Do you have Edinburgh Whisky Academy?
Yes.
Edinburgh Whisky Academy. Go onto the website, book it if you want to learn about whisky, if it's going to further your career, if you need a certification maybe. So
basically what you'll do is you'll go onto the website and there's course providers, so I'll be a course provider, and then you'll click into that and book your course, whether it be sensory, Irish whisky, American, Scotch. There's a whole array of courses. But and folk go, oh, I don't want to go on a course. And you think, but it's not a course, it's a fun course.
I had my first drama an hour into it.
I was going to say, we had a drama at 11 a.m. It's fun.
It was only 40%, so it was fine. So it was good. And people are there because they want to learn, and they're interested in whiskey. If you're interested in whiskey, if you maybe think it will elevate you in your job or will be useful in your job, or you're just interested, go and do it. It was very, very, very interesting. So again, if you're interested in buying a bottle of whiskey, links in the bio. This will be on YouTube, Facebook, maybe no Facebook, Instagram. Again, thank you for... fuck, man, I'm drunk. I think the rest of us will be drunk. Thank you for joining us for this long. It was about 45 minutes longer than expected, but that's what whiskey does to you.
Thanks, Gillian.
So,
thanks very much.
It was great.
Thank you.
And also, you've got a cracking pub here. Come to the Piper Whisky Lounge. Piper Bar's open every day of the week. Piper Whisky Lounge open from Wednesday to Sunday.
Sometimes.
It's exactly where you should be drinking whiskey. The only thing it's missing is a fireplace. So, aye.
That's what you said. No, I agree.
It's the only thing it's missing is a fireplace. Right, thanks very much, guys.